All right, this is the second thing. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the part two of the Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Week 11 recap. We're going to start with the game from Thursday night, and that is the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. And Seattle beat Arizona 28-21. Seattle looked good, but they kept letting Arizona get back into this one, and it was close, but Seattle prevailed in this one. The Seahawks scored in the first quarter. The Seahawks scored their very first touchdown, and the only touchdown of the first quarter. Russell Wilson passed deep right to DK Metcalf for 25 yards, touchdown, and Jay Myers' extra point was good. It was 7-0 Seahawks at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Arizona Cardinals scored their first touchdown of the game. I think it was Kevin Drake up the middle to the Seattle 1 yard for Brooks fumbles the ball, and it was recovered by Seattle's. I think it was Dan Reed, and for a Seattle touchback. The replay official reviewed the fumble ruling, and the play was reversed. And on shotgun, and Kevin Drake up the middle for 2 yards, and for a 2-yard touchdown. And Gonzalez's extra point is good, and it was 7-7. They were tied at 7 in the second quarter. The Seattle Seahawks scored their second touchdown of the game. Russell Wilson passed short right to Tyler Lockett for an 11-yard touchdown. Myers' extra point is no good. It was 13-7. Seahawks. That pass went wide right. But then the Arizona would go 3 and out, and they had to punt, and then Seahawks would take over. They got us up to the Arizona 27, 7 plays, 41 yards, and they kicked the Seahawks kicked a 27-yard field goal, and it was good, and it was 16-7. Seahawks at the break. And in the third quarter, the Arizona Cardinals scored their second touchdown of the game. Kyler Murray passed short right to Dan Arnold for a 4-yard touchdown. Gonzalez extra point is good, and it was 16-14. And the Cardinals were within 2. This was the story with this game, because Seattle kept letting Arizona get back into this game, and that's why it was so close and why they won by a touchdown. But there was more of this, and the Seattle scored their third touchdown of the game. Carlos Hyde right guard for the 2-yard touchdown. Myers' extra point is good, and it was 23-14, and the Seahawks were back up by a touchdown. And then the fourth quarter. And we go to the fourth. The Arizona Cardinals scored their third touchdown of the game. Kyler Murray's pass short right to Chris Edmonds for the 3-yard touchdown. Gonzalez extra point is good, and it was again 23-21. Again, a 2-point lead for the Seahawks, and Arizona trailed by 2. This was a story with this game all night. Seattle kept letting Arizona get back into it, as I mentioned just a moment ago. Kyler Murray's pass short middle to DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona for 8 yards, but the penalty on Arizona. I think it was Jason Sweezy, offensive holding for 2 yards enforced in end zone, and then in the end zone, Seattle got a safety, and it was 25-21. The Seahawks were up by 4, and then they got as far as the Arizona 12 players, 37 yards, and got as close as the Arizona 41, and they kicked the 40. Myers kicked a 41-yard field goal, and it was good. And it was 28-21, and and in the and then they had a first and there was a turnover on downs, and they got and there was a first and 10. Kyler Murray passed short right to Fitzgerald to Larry Fitzgerald for the for 6 yards, and then it was 2nd and 4, and then Larry Fitzgerald for another 6 yards, and then 1st and 10 again, and then it was a 39 yard pass for 6 yards, and they had several, and then it was 2 and 4, and then it was a 12-yard pass, and then at 4th and 10, Kyler Murray got sacked, and then Seattle got the ball back, and then they basically the 1st and 10, and then Russell Wilson and the Seahawks kneel for the 1 yard, and that was it. They basically ran out the clock, and they were able to end the game, and the Seahawks win 28-21. They just kept letting Arizona get back into it way too much, though, I thought, even though they did play good. And I got to give the game balls to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, 23 of 28 carries and attempts, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Carlos Hyde, 14 carries, 79 yards, 1 touchdown. And Tyler Lockett, 9 receptions, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. And Seattle is 7-3, and they have sole possession of first place in the AFC West. And the Arizona Cardinals fall to 6-4. The Pittsburgh Steelers all over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 27-3. Jacksonville just had that 1 field goal and just could not do anything in this game. And Pittsburgh just manhandled them, and they go to 10-0 and remain undefeated. Jacksonville falls to 1-9 on the season. And I got to give the game balls to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, 32-46, carries and attempts, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Conner, 13 carries, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. And Deontay Johnson, 12 receptions, 111 yards, no touchdowns. But we've got some good Thanksgiving Day matchups. And this Thursday night's game, which will be the 3rd game of the Thanksgiving Day games, is a rival game, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. And I'll preview that one on Thanksgiving Day. The Carolina Panthers were all over, just shut out the Detroit Lions 20-0 at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Detroit just did absolutely nothing right in this game. They just could not get anything going. And Carolina just took advantage of every mistake the Lions had made in this game yesterday. So, I got to give credit to where credit is due, and that is to the Panthers. And that is to Paul Walker, who was their P.J. Walker, excuse me, who was their quarterback. 24 of 34 carries and attempts, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Mike Davis, the running back, 19 carries, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. And DJ Moore, the wide receiver, 7 receptions, 127 yards, but no touchdowns. And Detroit will have to regroup, and Carolina, they will move on, and they are 4-7 on the year. And the Houston Texans beat the New England Patriots by a touchdown, 27-20 at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. I thought Houston would have the win in this game because I took New England but lost on that one. I picked Carolina to win, Seattle to win. Won on both of those, and I took Pittsburgh as well, won on that one too. And so did my my brother-in-law won the Seahawks. He picked the Lions. He lost on that one, the Carolina game. Won on the Pittsburgh one, but lost on the Patriots one. So, but this was one of those games where New England just couldn't get over the hurdle. And I have to give the game balls to Deshaun Watson. 28 of 37 carries and attempts, 344 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And on the rush game of the ball, 6 carries, 36 yards, 1 touchdown. And to Brendan Cooks, I have to give it to him, the wide receiver. Wide receiver, I got to give it to him. Just a minute, just hold on a minute. To Brendan Cooks. 4 receptions, 85 yards, but no touchdowns. So this is one of those games where it's seesawed back and forth, and just New England could they just could not get over that hurdle. The Tennessee Titans beat the Baltimore Ravens as the Ravens lose to the Titans 30-24 at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. I took the Ravens for this one. I had taken Baltimore and lost, and so did my brother-in-law. We both lost on that one. Baltimore, they had chances and they just could not capitalize on them, and they just could not get over that hurdle, and it was a final in overtime. Actually, it got sent in overtime, and they lost in overtime. So this is one of those games where it was an overtime loss, but Baltimore could not get over that hurdle, and so I have to give the game balls to the Titans and give credit to where credit is due. And Ryan Tannehill, 22 of 37, 22 of 31 carries and attempts, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think it's Derrick Henry, I believe. Yes, Derrick Henry. 28 carries, 133 yards, 1 touchdown, and it's Corey Davis. Yes, and he had 5 receptions, 113 yards. So this was one of the, and with Baltimore losing to Tennessee, the Browns have sole possession of second place in the AFC North. And I already told you that the Browns beat the Eagles. You already know that one, 22-17 at First Energy Stadium. The New Orleans Saints beat the Atlanta Falcons 20-49 at Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The Falcons had only one. They had 3 field goals, I believe, in this game. That's all they had. I want to just. They had, just 3 field goals. That's all they had in this game. Oh. So, had some trouble here. There we go. So, I got to give the game balls to where credit is due, and that is to the Saints. I got to give them to them. And just Taysom Hill, who has been quarterback filling in for Drew Brees. 18 of 23 carries and attempts, 233 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 51 yards on the rushing end of the ball, 2 touchdowns and 10 carries. And Michael Thomas. I'll be back. Hold on.